Hey guys, welcome to the next video in this Staying on Track series. So, in the first video, we covered the topic of creating our plan in the first place, getting rid of temptation, making sure that when we go out for a shop that we buy just the things that we need and enough for 7 days, possibly 3 days of variation that we can rotate, and then how once we've got all this together, we can then go out and try and get a few days under our belt so that we have that feeling of success, that feeling of momentum to carry us forward. Now, you may be thinking right now that in a normal sort of lifestyle, for if we're trying to carry out a diet for 6 weeks to maybe 2 months, that sticking to that meal plan every single day isn't realistic. Okay, this is completely true. And this is what this next video is going to cover. It's going to cover how we can be a little bit more flexible while still maintaining some level of restraint. Because in reality, if we're trying to achieve any goal, we need to delay that instant gratification to achieve the long-term reward. And in this case, we need to look at how our individual lifestyles are going to play a part in this, and take our mindset from black and white, where we're on or off the diet. And this can be the issue with a meal plan, is that we feel like if we're sticking to the plan and it's going well, then we're on the diet and it's all good. But then if we deviate and we say indulge a little bit on one day, maybe it's an event or something, then we are then off the diet, and then it causes us to think, oh, sod it, or forget it, like I've already messed up, so I might as well just make today like almost a I'll eat what I want kind of day, because I've ruined the diet, the meal plans. I've not stuck to the meal plan. Now this is dangerous territory, obviously, because when we feel like this, sometimes it's basically in these times where we tend to overeat and lose progress that we could have otherwise maintained had we had a different mindset, a slightly more flexible mindset. So rather than just thinking in absolutes and thinking that we're either on the plan or off the plan, I want you to think of things in terms of more of a continuum, like a range. So what we need to do instead is come up with a slightly more flexible approach that we can apply to this diet. We have our basic plan out. We build the momentum, so we try and get some good, solid, pretty much spot on days in the beginning, so we can feel that success and get ourselves moving. But we can add flexibility by using what's known as a tiered approach to thinking, and it's a much more flexible way of looking at our diet and the whole process. So we're going to look at it in 3 different tiers. The first tier being everything is pretty much ideal. We are hitting our calories, we're hitting our macros within, say, 100 calories, 1 to 200 calories, plus or minus, as well as maybe 10 to 20 grams plus or minus in our macros for our protein, fats, and our carbs. Now, ideally, we'll be trying to hit this on most days when we have control. But obviously life gets in the way, and then we're going to have to make adjustments as we go. So this is why we have a tier drop down. So for example, if say you're at work and you have to go out for lunch and you can't control everything that you're eating and you can't stick exactly to the plan, rather than thinking that this is the plan finished or that I've gone off the plan, the way to look at this is going from trying to hit everything ideally, we come to tier 2, so we go from ideal down to great, still great, and we're trying to hit or prioritize hitting our protein goal and our calorie goal, rather than trying to hit everything perfectly. So maybe we try and aim to get within 10 to 20 grams plus or minus our protein goal, and 100 to 200 grams or 1 to 200 calories on our calorie goal, plus or minus again, so that our priorities have changed, and it's still bringing us towards our goal, because we're hitting our protein target, which is going to be crucial for maintaining lean body mass and recovery, and as well as hitting our calorie goal, which keeps us in that deficit and keeps us losing. Then, if someday or something comes up where it's completely out of your control, and all you really have is quantity control. So, for example, say you go for a meal at a friend's house. Maybe it's Christmas, maybe it's a family dinner or something, and somebody else is cooking, so you have no say in what you're having at all. Then we drop down to tier 3, where we're looking just at our calories and trying to be within plus or minus 200 calories. And obviously then it just becomes down to kind of roughly estimating how much we feel we're taking in. This will obviously become easier the more you track and the more you'll have kind of an idea of what calorie content is in or within foods. You could always use like MyFitnessPal to get a rough estimate on the day. But you can see how, rather than just thinking, right, I'm on the meal plan, or I'm off the meal plan, or I'm on the diet, or I'm off the diet, you have this level of flexibility now that you can play with. So you're on your ideal. If you have complete control of what you're eating, then this is what we should be aiming for. Then if not, if something comes up, we come down to tier 2 and we're focusing on our calories and our protein. And then tier 3, we're just focusing on our calories when we have little to no control over the foods we're going to be eating. Okay, hope that helps, guys. I think that's a great way to lead on from the last video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below, and I will see you in the next video.